had a Zenith Cube radio. It's like 65 last I looked. But right here I have a kit. For SMD soldering practice board kit. This is called a Lucky Running Water Lamp. It's supposed to be LEDs in there that blink on and off around in a circle, and a few up here somewhere. Anyway, that's a kit to practice micro soldering, if you will. Well, anyway, you can imagine. I think these are the LEDs. I gotta get my and mark these. Could be the LEDs. Very, very small stuff in here. Be a job. But I've got a microscope camera, so I should be able to see up close and look at the board. Just got to get things ready as far as some flux. Tweezers. Now, I've done a little bit, just nothing to mention about SMD soldering. I did in my son's stereo in his car. It was just dead. Went in there, and resistors. They were quite big though. They were probably like, I think they were probably half watts. They might have been a watt. I don't remember. It's been a while. And I went in there and I started to solder them. And when I got to one end of the resistor, the other end popped up. So that was the case. And I soldered all the ends out of 4 of them. And it came alive. And then I changed the capacitor on some other board for something. I'm going to get back with you. I'm going to have to really go over this stuff. And if I have to identify these things before I even get started on this, I don't want to put the wrong... I mean, naturally, you can't put a 402 on a 1206 pad. Or vice versa. So you can't, those. Why can't I find them? I found the 12Ks. But why I can't find them? What was those? Let me get that back to you, and I'll get this all figured out and find out what all of this stuff is I'm throwing around here. Like I say, okay, this block diagram or schematic is not accurate. It's not, I don't know. They're showing 2 meg for one of the resistors, and I got, what did I have? Quite high. I got 1Ks. That's 10K. Where's that 2? Yeah, I got 10 meg, and they're showing 2 meg. And then the ones I'm going to start putting in, that would be the 1206s. Those are supposed to be, according to this pair, 330 ohms. And that is the largest package in this kit. And I got 499 ohms that I put in this little package that I made up, so I can, that would be these. These are the biggest ones, naturally. And so I got one right here. They're hard to measure, but I can do it. It can be done. I'm going to bring this into the camera a little bit. And Here I have one. You're not going to see it on that camera unless I really bring it up, and then you're not going to see the meter, right? Let me see what I can do here. Maybe I can bring it up a little bit. Not that way. That's good enough. Okay. You're probably going to see the little guy here. They're so small. But it's there. So I need 330, I think I said. And this is that 1206 package. Is the only one that can fit there. And it is, can I do it? 498.2 ohms. And I got 499, so it's in tolerance. But I'm not, so I can do. So I gotta keep my eyes open on these things, so they're so small. Okay. Like I said, this is the 1206 packages. So I got my tweezers here, and I got the little bitty guy. This is a small one. This is the biggest one out of the kit. And it'll go right there. Put it in a print screen here. That's 499 ohms. But that's what's going in there. So let me get some, these are supposed to be pre-tinned. So what I want to do is just put a touch of solder on it to hold that. There we go. Okay, it's on there. Now I'll put a little bit of flux on it. Maybe. And get this in. I'm cheap with this flux. Maybe that's my problem too. Okay, I got a little flux on this one end. You can see it there. Because I'm making a mess out of it. And I'll do the same thing. I think I'm going to try a little bit heavier. Let me try some 5mm. See how that does. Okay. Now we go right here where the flux is at. Oh yeah, see how much easier that is? That just flew right in there. I'm gonna put a little flux on that side. It ain't as perfect as I like it, but it's on there. A little flux on this one. Where am I at on the picture? Just a touch, just to make it flow better. That's plenty. Not too much. I mean, it ain't never too much flux. Where am I at? Okay. I'm going to try to clean this one up. There. Clean that up now and see how that one looks. I can't tell with the let me see. A little alcohol and a swab. think I need to get a. This is at 99% stuff, but it just. I'm not impressed. Wait, I think I got to get some other type of. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, now we'll take a look at this one. Yeah, it's a better way to do it. This thing looks good after I touched it up and then soldered it. It looks good. Okay, I got all 12 resistors in this 1206. It got better and faster. There's a couple that are a little on an angle, but no big deal. And I noticed this one when I first tried them, they were like lifted up off the board even though they were soldered. They were still got some of that flux on it. But I want to show you the see if I can get this back in the board. Maybe I can bring it up some and then zoom it differently. Yeah, you can see those are the first two that I started, these two. Then I went down, and then I started figuring it out. That one don't look like it's got much solder on it, but it does if you turn it around. It's got it rounded just the way you want them. I think that's a little crooked, but it's on there. That one might be a little bit off, but it got easier as it goes. I'm thinking about just populating this area in here. Put the chips in. All this in here. Transistors and diodes. Well, these are be LEDs. Another resistor. Same thing down here. These here tweezers too, the flat ones. They're just flat. There's no point. I like these better. Because it's so much easier to play. And for me, yeah. Alright, well, let you know how I did. It ain't real bad for somebody that's got very little. Actually, no time on the micro soldering. I think that's fine. Keep this up, it'll work from the get-go. Yeah, it looks okay. Not bad at all. Now let's see if I can do that. What I want to do is put this flux. Don't be cheap with this. Because it's going to drag. Let me turn it around. I think maybe that might just work for dragging. But we're going to call it that, okay? Alright, here it goes. I need to put a lot of solder, I guess, on this. Get me in the ballpark. Alright, I'm going to put it here. I guess I have to look in the microscope too, because I really can't. I don't know if I did it or not, guys. We will find out as soon as we get that gunk off of it. Now the other end. I don't know, guys. I think it might have done it if I get it way up on them. All right, we'll see. We'll see what that did. Clean that up and see what it did. I'm gonna have to come up with some better cloth. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to buy me some special. This 99% rubbing alcohol is great for this, but I think it's I don't know. I think the rags is not so hot. If not, I'll just go ahead and use my soldering iron on the. I think I got it, maybe. Oh, is it sticking? My hands are sticking to it. Let's see if we can zoom up in there. Well, I think it could be a little better on these two ends here. I think these are okay. It's not bad. Not too bad. It's a hair off them. But you know, it's making contact. I think that's good. Okay, I got it. Second time. The reason I bridged it because I took a shortcut down. I did the wood in, so that'd be okay. Now I had to go kitty corner, and that's because when it moved a little bit, it's why it caused the bridge. And I'm looking. I think just these two right here I want to touch up, and a little bit more there and there. Give them a little bit more solder. That'd be no big deal. But yeah, that one is in there now. Also the board's not sticky anymore because I got this. I mean, you can see how much liquid's in there. It's just alcohol. So I had to get a fresh bottle, and this one here had lost all of its ginger. You know, it's just like might as well put water on it. So I opened up a new bottle and it's just nice and clean, like it's supposed to be. So now I got them on there. I'm gonna go ahead and do them diodes. I gotta go figure out what is the polarity on them things. I don't know at this point. These last two right here. I look down at the board or look down at my wood job. Give me that. Get a little solder on. Did I? Okay, God bless it. Alright. Where am I at? Right here, I want to get some. Oh, that one's good. Try this one. Those is made. I'm liking them. I check them over with my magnifier here. This is the tool that I use. And it looks good. Get it inside here. Maybe you can see it. Alright, here's the negative, and I got the negatives on the outside, and here's the positive. I think that's the way it goes. You can see it light up. And sometimes you can go through the resistor and get them lit up, you know? Say like this one, that one. Then we can put the resistor on this one, and that one, the resistor on this one, that one, you know. So it goes all the way around. So I'm pretty sure I got these on right. I was just so worried that when I did this that these LEDs, if you put too much heat on them, they're going to, you can burn them up. I've got this board all populated except for one resistor. I'll put that in, and then we're going to power it on. Again, I'm thinking it's going to work without this stuff. So, let's get this one here. I got it. 102, which was, what was that? I think it's 1K. Where am I at? Right there. Make sure I got it same way I do. Alright, that's close enough. I can move it in a second. Alright. I'm just going to take my soldering iron. I'm just going to find out the best way to do it. And these here, the smaller, the 1206 ones, it was nice to use that to flat tweezers, but these, anything smaller than that, definitely has to take the pointed ones. That's that. And this one, I try to make them go up like on a hill, and that looks good. That's perfect. Not too much solder. I think that's it. It completes this board, except for the sides there. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think we need them. Okay, I soldered a couple leads on here. Be a lot better. Okay, but in regards to this board here, why it's not working, I'll tell you in a minute. I don't know. They gave me, what was it? 10 meg. Where did I see it? Or the bag I had it in, I don't know. It's around here. Here it is. Made these envelopes up, and I put on there the 805 package. 106. What is 106? Oh, that's the number, I think, on the, yeah, it's on the resistor, which is 10 plus 6 zeros is 10 meg, and it reads 10 meg. But the schematic shows 2 meg, okay? And the parts show it as 10 meg. R49. I got R49 right here. And if you look, hope you're seeing this. This is the 555 right here, where that 2 meg is going. It could be a 7. There's your power. I don't know why they got powers here. It looks like, why is it 2 different powers? But it's kind of strange. Well, nevertheless, your power, here's your ground, is coming in through a 10K. I've got them right. Then through this 10 meg right here. And it's going in, what does that say? That's the discharge, I think. DISC is discharge. Then it's also coming in a pin 6 and 2. I didn't see 2. 2 is threshold, and 2 naturally the 2 is, well, I can't see it. 6 is threshold, I think. I can't see it. God bless it, I ain't got the light. Sorry. Alright, yeah. 6 is the threshold and 2 is the trigger, okay? Turn this out in case it's blinding you. Well, it shouldn't blind you. So there's the 2 meg, and I got 10 meg. So it's going through this 555, which is your timer. And when it comes out, look where it's going, right to the clock of this. I think this is what they call a counter here, and this is the timer. So, you know, this is the output of it right here. So I think this, I don't know. I mean, I want to give it a shot. I want to put it, I don't have one. I got some quarter watts downstairs. This is a half watt, but I'm going to try to get this in there. Okay. So from here to here, 1.255 meg. That's because it's in circuit. So I'm going to turn this on. I got this Kapton tape over here. I've seen all the YouTubes I've seen on working on SMDs and stuff. They've used aluminum foil. I've seen one guy use that aluminum tape that you can get at the local hardwares. But I think this Kapton tape is great. It handles, I think, up to 500 degrees, and I don't want to kind of melt anything in here. So let me turn this on. I've got it at 300. Should come up pretty easy. What's the next setting I got it on? 400. Let's try the 400 real fast. Get it in here now. Tweezers. And I gotta want to speed up to 50. If I was putting something in, I would worry about it. There it is. Wherever it went, I have no clue. You see that Kapton tape just melting in there. I'd like to find if I could show you. Wait for this thing to cut down. Where the heck did it go? I flipped it too hard. I should have grabbed it. Stuck to anything. No, it's still there. No. There it is. We go up on the tape. Hope you didn't stick there. Well, I don't need this Kapton tape anymore. I put little, I call them flags. It's easy peeled off, and you don't leave it. Now, where you wet on that tape, right? It was sticking under there. There it is, right there. I'm gonna bring it over here a little bit closer to you guys. Right there it is. Turn it around so I get my meter on it. Alright, here we go. There it is, 10.03 meg. Okay. So I'm going to lay this one over here. I think that's too high. We can make it work, I think. Alright, let me put the power on. I should tin these. While I'm here, heck with it. I'm tired of... I've got to get me an exhaust fan. This morning I was coughing, and almost like I had a whooping cough. I couldn't stop, couldn't breathe, and I know it's this flux. Phew, I can smell. Yeah, it's that flux, man. It's killing me. I gotta get an exhaust fan. Whew. That's why this morning, man, right at breakfast time. Okay, so I definitely got to get an exhaust fan. Alright, that's done. Now let's hook up this thing. Let's see if she even We'll work with it first. Of course we're going to. Negative. Alright, what do I want to do? Turn this light out. I think it's not out yet. There it is. And we're going to turn the power supply on. It should still be. Okay, this inside is not on. The outsides are on. Well, the one is. Now I got to get this on here. I think it wants to work. I'll do it. Need to make a good contact. Dang it, I can't get it. Let's make good contact. It's so minute down there. There it is, guys. There it is. Well, that middle one should blink. But you can see it's going on and off the blue. And it's going around on and off. That's a good thing. And some of the resistors were wrong. But at least Iris can see that. I think the idea that it doesn't show it in the print. I just looked at that too. It's not showing in the print. These resistors here are on these 805s, these capacitors and these resistors. Or the 603 packages, neither one of them. So I said, well, it don't matter. They're all in series anyway. So it didn't make no sense. So I looked at the trace as best I could. And, this one should blink too, though, this middle one. Why is that not blinking? Let me see that's in there. It's a separate one. Right there it is. 330 is coming out. R50. 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 Oh yeah. And D1. D1 is coming in. Maybe got a bad soldering joint on that one. Was lighting up though, wasn't it? I think it was lighting up, so it couldn't be the soldering joint. Okay, I've gone as far as I can go on this until I get me a 2 meg resistor to put right in here. I did move it. I gotta put some more wick on there and clean it up a little bit. It ain't that bad. To put a 2 meg in here because when I jumped it out with a what was that? A carbon resistor? I think it was. It came to life. I mean, it started blinking around, and then these were blinking, and this one wasn't. This LED was lit, but it wasn't blinking. So I'm looking in here, and that's this one right here. It's showing a 330 ohm resistor. Well, the whole kit didn't come with 330 ohms. It came with 499. And if it was 300, all these LEDs here, I think it would be brighter as well, as far as these here. These ones here. I don't know if you can see that one I'm pointing at right there. These four would be brighter. That's the ones on the four corners. And these, and they're called for the 330 ohm. If they were 330, I think they would be a lot brighter. Well, brighter anyway. But it's okay. These will stay. But this one here, this R50, bring us over. The R50 was that 1K. It's right here. And it's showing the position as R50 was a 1K. So I'm thinking if I don't have the 330, if I put the 499 in there, this will all blink as well. This LED right here will blink as well. Because it was lit. It just wasn't blinking. So changing that resistor, I already did that. In fact, I put the 499 ohm in there. so it should blink. But we saw this when I put the resistor in there and jumped it out. It started blinking. So I got them on order. I ordered a package, a little booklet of resistors, capacitors, and stuff. Different packages from 1206 and 805s and the 603s. None of the 402s. I think I'm going to have to go that way sometime. But, yes, but I'm not going to even put that in until I get me what they call a fume extractor or something, because I was coughing a lot. Terribly. One time I was losing my mouth. Couldn't even breathe. And that was crazy. You know, when you're younger, you think you're invincible. And now in my early 70s, sometimes I think I'm invincible, but that's crazy. So I'll never solder anything like that. Or, you know what, even a chassis on radios and things like that. Soldering, I will use a fume extractor, exhaust fan. Get that smoke away from me. Even if it's just an expensive one. It's better than nothing. Even when I'm doing radios, chassis and restoring radios, I'm going to use that fan. As long as I just can't handle that stuff anymore. You ever see me in some of my videos, I'm coughing. Well, that's because of the solder. Not only the flux, but the soldering. It just don't make no sense. So, live and learn, I guess. I won't show you the completion again until I get the other one, start the second one of 3. And then I'll show you the results of this one at that video.